Hello stalkers, and welcome to the 100th video from the Anomalous Dugout. To celebrate this special milestone, I have prepared a Q&A as well as a few other surprises for you. So make sure you stay until the end of the video to see everything that I want to share. Before we start, I want to remind you that I already did a first Q&A in June. So I will not repeat the questions that I already answered back then. The most important things were how I discovered S.T.A.L.K.E.R, how and why I started the channel, and my favorite character, faction, area, artifact, anomaly, weapon, mutant, and side quests. We also talked about mods and S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. With that said, we've got a lot to go through today, so let's just begin. How much time do you spend on making videos? Well, it depends on what type of video it is, but it is a lot of work. The lore videos are the hardest to make, because they require a lot of research. Usually I spend between 10 and 20 hours to make a video. Will you make a video about where the baked breads in the zone come from? Believe it or not, I had such a video in the works, but I decided to scrap it for various reasons. It was more of a joke video than a real serious lore video, but it's not impossible that I will bring it back in the future. I cannot say for now. Have you ever thought of making a video about the development of S.T.A.L.K.E.R? Not really, because such videos already exist. If you are interested in this, I suggest watching the excellent documentary from PC Gaming Inquisition. It is 100 minutes long, but it's definitely worth the watch. Will you make more videos about mods? Probably not. The issue about mods is that it's a rabbit hole. If I start making videos about mods, people will ask me to make more, and because there are way too many mods and way too much stuff to cover, it's a never-ending cycle. Besides, there are still a lot of subjects from vanilla that deserve videos, and I'm already struggling to keep up with that. Therefore, vanilla remains my priority for now when it comes to the lore. What are your plans for the future of the channel? Very recently, GSC Game World announced that the release of S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 was pushed back to December 2022. Even though I saw it coming, it is still a massive change of plan. You see, my original intention was to wrap up everything that I started before the release in April, and I had no plans further this point, because who's to say what will happen when the game finally comes out? So, with this turning point being delayed by several months, a wide window of opportunities has opened for me, and I'm not entirely sure how I will use it just yet. However, there are a few things that you can absolutely expect. The first is more episodes of the Uncle Coin stories. The second is the continuation and conclusion of the Secret Underground Areas series. Also, I've been working on a very important lore video, maybe my longest video ever, but it's nowhere near ready just yet. A lot of you have asked me to make gameplay videos. As I've said in the past, I don't really think it's needed, because there are already a ton of such videos on YouTube. But since you insist, here's some gameplay. I'm gonna show you how to take on the bandit car park like a true badass. Hey Sidrovich, what's up?
So, Marked One, I saved you, and I'm not going to pretend I did it to win favors upstairs.
Okay.
You do some jobs for me, and we're even.
Yeah, sure.
Besides, keeping you busy might be a good way to deal with your amnesia.
Maybe.
And I'll see what I can find out about your problem. I don't give a shit why you want to find this Strelok guy. I mind my own. The choice
Alright,
is
alright.
yours.
Just give me a mission
Got a
already.
job for you,
Finding Nimble? Alright,
hunting,
that should be easy enough. Welcome to the zone, stalkers. So, the first thing is to talk to Wolf, because he's gonna give us the basic equipment, which is the knife, as well as the Makarov pistol and some ammo for it. So with the knife, just break this box and pick up the food items in this basement. And we're also gonna get some items from this house. Just jump on here and on this box. And yeah, it's possible that some of the content fell through the floor. There we go. So if we play very good, we don't really need the content of this box. But you know, I'm not 100% confident in my ability. And that's the zone, so we should be careful and take more than we need just in case. Next up, we need more ammo, because right now we only have one magazine and 40 spare rounds. That's not gonna be enough to deal with the bandits on our own. So just break this box, and here we will find a lot of ammo. So now we have 400 more rounds, which is gonna be plenty enough. And very convenient, because with this much ammo we can fire as much as we want without having to worry about, you know, missing the target. So that's gonna be huge later. Next step is obviously to save S.T.A.L.K.E.R, because that's just the right thing to do. So pick up this medkit. Hey man, I'm here, man.
Thank you, Marked One. You're okay, you know that?
Yeah, I know
Be
that.
sure to tell everyone at the camp that you helped me out.
Alright. So, that's done with. Next part, let's go to Petruha. He's standing on the hill right there. Hey man, I am the reinforcement.
Pipe down, man. Let me fill you in.
Okay. So usually you would go with this option, which is where you attack the bandit camp with the 4 of you, but we're gonna choose the other path, which is I'll go on my own. And he says, well, do as you please. Shout if something is up. To hell with you, Rainbow wannabe. Alright, well I guess I'm a Rainbow wannabe. Let's just do this. Okay. So we're gonna try to go in stealth, you know. Let's do this. The first priority is to take down the bandit with the shotgun, because he's the most dangerous one. So we're gonna try to kill him first. I think that's the one. Yeah, that was the one. So it's possible that it's not the only one that has a shotgun, but he had one, and it's very important that we kill him, because the shotgunners are the most dangerous ones for sure. They can almost one-shot you at close range. The other ones, well, if you keep your distance, they're not really a problem. So we should be able to do this. That's a pretty good start, I think. You see, because I have so much ammo, I don't care. I can just shoot like this without worrying about depleting my ammo, you know. But screw you, man. Okay. This one is done with. Okay, so let's see. So we didn't get much ammo for the shotgun. That was a bit unlucky. Only 2. Alright, that guy is very dangerous, but he's done with. Did I get some ammo? No. I mean, it was reloading, so that makes sense. Maybe it has some on him. Ooh, a grenade! That's pretty rare for the beginning of the game. I'm not gonna use it because it's too overpowered. Alright, so shotgun time. Shit, how did I not kill him? Guess I'm just bad. Don't run, man. I'm going to catch you. Oh, you are here. Okay. Where is the other one? There are two left. Okay, there is one bandit left. So here's why I took some food items. Now the question is, where is the last bandit? Sometimes one of them flanks around here, but doesn't seem to be that way. How are you called, man? Vadia Spam? I'm coming for you, Vadia. Okay, here he is. So for the last kill, the knife. And that's it.
I owe you, brother.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never thank you enough.
Well, you can thank me by giving the flash drive. Thanks. Yeah, I always wondered what is actually on this flash drive, but I guess we'll never know. So, that's done with. Not that hard, actually. And yeah, we're playing on master difficulty, of course. I didn't say, but that's obvious. Okay, so... Whoa, man! Now that was something. You wiped them out and left nothing for us. I'd never believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. That blew me away, man. Yeah, you'd better be blown away. That was a 1v7. I mean, these bandits didn't stand a chance, but... Still, pretty good fight. So yeah, that was a bit of gameplay, just as you asked. I hope you enjoyed. Back to the questions. What are your computer specs? Honestly, I don't know. My computer is quite bad, so I don't really care about its components. As long as it runs S.T.A.L.K.E.R and the programs that I need, I'm fine with it. However, if I happen to need a better computer in the future, to run S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, for example, then I'll just buy a new one. What other games do you play besides S.T.A.L.K.E.R? I played a lot of different games in the past. I have more than 100 games in my Steam library. However, I don't play that much anymore. Now I try to focus on making videos. What was your best moment while playing S.T.A.L.K.E.R? Alright, I'll tell you a little story. When I first played Clear Sky, I absolutely loved the game. However, I encountered a game-breaking bug quite early in the story. Every time I entered the basement of the flea market, where you get ambushed by the bandits, the cutscene did not play properly, and the game just froze forever in that spot. I was frustrated because I could not continue further, but I liked the game so much that I decided to restart a new playthrough from the very beginning, hoping it would remove the issue. Unfortunately, I was wrong and the problem remained. I searched for a solution online, but could not find one. Therefore, my only option was to buy a new game. I did not know about Steam at the time, so I bought a new physical copy of the game. I started all over again for the third time until I reached the fatal cutscene. I was worried about the bug, so I took a deep breath and went into the basement. To my absolute joy, the cutscene worked, and I finally gained access to the rest of the game. I was so hyped at this moment, I was almost in heaven. When did S.T.A.L.K.E.R scare you the most? When I entered the sarcophagus for the first time, I almost had an heart attack. Here's how it happened.
Путь завершен, человек. Иди ко мне.
English or Russian dub? While playing vanilla, I use the English dub simply because I don't understand Russian. However, I did experience the Russian dub while playing mods, and I have to say that it does increase the immersion. I guess the ideal combination would be Russian dialogues with English subtitles, but it's not always that simple. What mutant would make for the best pet? The only mutant that we see in the games as a pet is the pseudo-dog, so I'm gonna go with that. It's close enough to a normal dog and it can help you in combat, so I think it's a great companion. If you could add a creature to the game, what would it be? I would bring back the cut Islam and give him a much more advanced AI. Imagine this monster silently sneaking up on you at night and snapping your neck with his powerful arm. It would make for a terrifying enemy and loads of scary stories to be told by the NPCs. If you could create a quest, what would it be? I really liked the concept of building your squad by helping different characters, and then bringing them all together for an important expedition, just like with the underground trip in Call of Pripyat. So I would love to have something similar, but to push through to the center of the zone. The player would need to befriend the most experienced and well-equipped stalkers before gathering them for an epic journey towards the power plant. What is your favorite food in the zone? I think bread, just because I like bread in real life and it is lighter than the other food items in the game. What is your favorite wish granter ending? This one.
I want the zone to disappear.
I like it because at first it looks like a good ending. It is very likely that if S.T.A.L.K.E.R went to the Wish Granter, this is exactly what he would have asked for. For a first-time player, it seems like he made it, until the very last moment when the twist arrives. Just brilliant. Are you interested in stalker cosplay and airsoft games? I don't know much about cosplay or airsoft, as I've never participated in any of this, but I do think it looks cool. Costumes are very useful for making fan-made films, something that I respect a lot. What do you think about Fallout? What do I think about what? What do you think about Metro? Ah yes, Metro. I played the first two games, 2033 and Last Light, but not the third one, Exodus. It does share some similarities with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but at the same time it's very different. I'm sure you know that already if you played both. As for the books, I have been planning to read them for a while, but could not bring myself to doing it just yet. I'll probably do it sooner or later. Which NPC has the funniest name? I don't remember all the funny names that I've encountered, but the random name generator sure is a wonderful thing. Here's a few funny names that I gathered for this video. Borka Son of Gun, Rustic Brick, Sava Eagle Owl, Vazia Piranha, German Coffin, Vovka Banana, and Rus Microbe. Speaking of funny names, recently I learned that people really like memes. So as a bonus, here's a small stalker meme I made. And now, back to the questions. How did you learn English? I think it is quite obvious that English is not my native language. My pronunciation is quite bad and I still make some mistakes. For example, I often confuse the word hopefully and thankfully. I know some of you have noticed that. But it does not stop me from making videos. Anyway, I've been learning English for a long time, 15 years in fact. I learned it in school, but the internet and video games helped me a lot as well. On top of that, I made friends of different nationalities, with whom I spoke in English. I believe I developed my weird accent because of all these various influences, including playing S.T.A.L.K.E.R and speaking with friends from Eastern Europe. Where are you from? So, what's my native language then? That's a question I get asked a lot. In the last Q&A, I said that if anyone could find a proof of my origin, then I would reveal it. Many people have guessed it correctly already, but without any proof. However, one user, whose name I will not pronounce, found a clue that I did not anticipate. Here's what he said. You're either French or Belgian. I saw your game tells you to hit a space when you died in an earlier video, so you definitely have an AZERTY keyboard. To this I say, yes, you got me. It may come as a surprise to you, but I am indeed French.
So that's what it is.
What?
Several stalkers have asked me to review stalker icebergs, or to make a stalker iceberg myself. Well, here it is. I present to you the Anomalous Dugout's original stalker iceberg. For this, I tried to avoid using elements that already appeared in other icebergs, and I also only used elements that can be discovered directly in the vanilla games, so no cut content or mod things. Here's how we are gonna play. Right after this video is released, I will make a post that contains the image of the iceberg. In the comments of this post, you will find all the elements that appear in the iceberg. By replying to the comments, you can share your thoughts and theories on each element. That way, everyone can participate in trying to decipher the secrets and mysteries of the iceberg. I believe that stalker veterans should be able to easily identify the elements of the first layers. However, the further down you will go, the more you will find theories loosely based on what can be seen in the games. I am planning to let you all think about this for a month or two, and then I will release a video explaining everything from the iceberg. I hope you will all participate in this little game, and good luck. Now let's finish this video with the questions about S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. In the last Q&A, I said that I don't really want to share my thoughts about the game, because it does not really matter and I don't want to influence your own opinions. I still stand by this logic, but I do have some answers to share. What are your expectations for S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2? Even though we got a lot more information about the game in the last 6 months, I still feel like it is too early to get hyped. Some elements are promising, like the huge scale of the map, which is said to be more than 60 square kilometers, or the promised A-Life 2.0 system. But some of the elements also appear to be out of place, such as skins and a season pass. Some people claim that the game is accumulating red flags, while others trust GSC and remain hopeful about the release. I'm kinda standing in the middle ground, where we don't trash the game but also keep expectations low for the time being. What would you like to see in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2? I could try to make a list of everything that I hope to see, but it would be way too long and complicated. Moreover, I believe that all the things that made the original games great will return. Areas, mutants, anomalies, artifacts, factions. So I won't talk about these. Instead, I would like to quickly mention some elements that don't show up very often in the discussions about the upcoming game. For starters, I think a rework of the PDA is needed. In all 3 S.T.A.L.K.E.R games, the features available in the PDA are different. Of course, the main stuff about missions and the map remained, but Shadow of Chernobyl had a contact section, a rankings section, and an encyclopedia. Clear Sky had faction relations and faction wars status, and Call of Pripyat had stats and achievements. I would like to see all of these return in an updated state. To not make it too confusing for new players, these features could be unlocked along the way using PDA upgrades. This would also be a good opportunity to give some explanation as to how the S.T.A.L.K.E.R PDA network functions, since we have almost no information about that. Something else I would like to see is improved psi emission effects and actual zombification. In the original games, the effects of psi emissions were blurry vision, yellow or blue coloration, as well as mutant phantoms in the most extreme cases. While these effects were impressive at the time, I believe that new and more realistic effects need to be achieved in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, like more advanced hallucinations, and eventually zombification of the player. It would also be incredible to witness other NPCs being turned into zombies in real time, for example, when facing a controller. This mutant should be able to actually control the creatures under its influence, rather than just being surrounded by zombies that act independently. Finally, an upgrade of the trading system would be a great addition. Selling and buying stuff from dedicated traders was fine for me, but when it came to trading with other NPCs, it always felt odd. Currently, you can use random stalkers to dump all your useless loot, and they don't care about losing all their money. Maybe the new A-Life 2.0 system in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 could help to design a smarter system, where NPCs would offer to sell the items that they don't need and buy to high price the things that they crave for. If every NPC has a dedicated inventory and keeps track of the items, as well as needs like hunger and wounds treatment, then a hungry NPC could beg the player to sell him food, an injured NPC would put priority on medkits, etc. This is just an example of how the trading with random stalkers might be improved, but I'm sure other people have better ideas. What aspects of the lore would you like to see developed in Stalker 2? This is a difficult question because there is a thin balance between having too much mystery and too much lore. Some questions need to remain unanswered, while other elements could use more explanation. Generally, I think giving a little bit more lore to most of the phenomenons happening in the zone, without fully explaining any of them, would be a good approach. For example, a bit more information on mutants, anomalies and artifacts that have been collected by stalkers and scientists over the years. That's what I'd like. One way to make this possible would be to bring back the encyclopedia section of the PDA, as I mentioned previously, but this time the player would have to collect the data piece by piece by traveling the zone and meeting NPCs, slowly filling up the encyclopedia. This encyclopedia would not reveal everything, far from it, but it could give just a bit of interesting information and context about everything. Moreover, locations could also use some more lore. For example, areas such as the Radio Wave Institute in Limansk or the entire Red Forest have a huge potential that was not much utilized in the original games. Speaking of locations, underground labs and tunnel networks will also have to be there and on point as well, but I'm not too worried about that. Adding to this, I would love to see with my own eyes why stalkers just can't go from point A to point B in the zone. Of course, we know that it's because of anomalies, and that guides are here to find the safe routes between these anomalies, but we never actually saw what kind of anomalies prevent stalkers from roaming freely. For example, in Call of Pripyat, nobody is able to get to Pripyat, even though the city is literally a couple hundred meters away from Jupiter. I believe this mystery will have to be answered in Stalker 2, because the game will be an open world. Anyway, that was only a few of the ideas that I thought about. I could keep discussing this for hours, so let's move on to the final question. Do you have any kind of contact with GSC? Nope, absolutely not. To be fair, I don't even believe that people at GSC know about the Anomalous Dugout. And that's completely fair. They have other more important things to work on. But if by any chance there is a developer watching this video, then I hope you enjoyed. Well, we made it. I know that I did not answer all the questions that were asked, so if you still have questions, don't hesitate to post them in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond. Thank you very much for watching, Stalkers, and goodbye.